We are playing as white. We begin with the game e4. Now black's turn, and black thinking for the response against e4. There are a lot of responses. We go with e5. We take the knight out and attack the pawn. Knight c6. The bishop comes out attacking this diagonal. The knight e4. This is a very nice tactic where he just open up the pawn. We choose to capture this. He take it back. We take the queen out and threaten the mate in one. We go with queen e7. Furthermore, we decide to castle, maintaining the king's safety. Knight comes to f6, and then comes d3. Furthermore, we are planning to activate this bishop, which is going to help a lot. So d6, and then we go with c3. The main motive is we are going to attack towards the center. D takes c3, we take it back from the knight. He go with c6, planning to play this. Where he figure out bishop g5, creating a pin. x6, we decide to take this knight, and black's turn. Black chooses to take it back. Ultimately, we decide to play d4. The main motive is if we try d5, we can at least secure our bishop. Bishop d7 was the response. We choose to play d5. Now black's turn, and black go with c5. c5 was the response. We take the knight b5, furthermore creating a threat like you can see. So he go with a6. He allows us to play knight c7 check, and furthermore we can take this rook. So black's turn, and black is thinking for the move. Let's see what he responds. Okay, so black is now thinking for the response. He decides the game. We continue with another game. So d4, and then we continue with knight f6, where once again black to play. Black go with bishop g5, where we respond with d5. Now white's turn, and white is thinking for the move. Let's see what he responds. He go with knight d2. We take the bishop out to f5. He go with c3. We continue with e6. Now we are just creating a support towards the center with c5 attacking this pawn. So he go with queen b3. We take the queen out, as you can observe, offering a trade which will help in making the rook file clear. So if he'll accept, then we can take back and rook file will be open. Bishop to e3. Now this is a mistake. c4 attacking this. Queen trade is possible, and he takes it. Now the rook file is open. He go with x3, where we decide to activate the bishop. Bishop d6, preparing to castle in the next move. So let's see what white responds. Hi. So Suresh, if you want to play against me, send me the challenge. Knight comes to e5, where we continue with knight c6. Now knight c6 is attacking towards the center, that you all can see. Let's see what white responds. White goes with f4. We prefer to castle, because castling helps in maintaining the king's safety. With bishop e4 attacking this way, so if knight takes, we can take back and lead the center. So this is white's turn. An easy response would be playing rook g1. Furthermore, preparing to attack towards the king's side. You go with knight f3, where knight f3 was the response. In such cases, we continue with b5. The main motive is we can continue with b4 and just attack towards the territory. So white's turn, and white is thinking for the move. Let's see what he responds. He go with castling. We decide to take the pawn, where white takes it back, and now in this position we decide to take the bishop to a3, so that we can play bishop, attack the rook, and this pawn at the same time. Now 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Knight take e4, we take it back, attack this pawn. Also, we are going to play the knight here and attack these like this. So knight towards the center is a very good option. Since this pawn is under attack and he can just secure like this, the bishop going back and supporting the pawn, where receive your fight response. Easy response will be bishop to d2 and secure the pawn. So let's see what white response. White's turn and white is thinking for the move. He go with bishop d2 as I told. Now we continue with rook to b8 so that we can secure this pawn, and then we can try for this tactic attacking towards these pawns. Now he go with rook a b1. Understanding about this. So we continue with knight to g3 attacking this rook and this pawn both at the same time. We continue with rook e1 where we play b5. The main motive is to push and attack this pawn. Ultimately, we will try to weaken this pawn structure. So this is white to play and white is thinking for the move. Let's see what he responds. Now playing b4 in attacking this pawn will be an amazing attack towards white. We go with knight g5 where we continue with x6 and attack the knight. This knight is under attack, we go with king f2. Now over here, since we are getting this knight and there is only one shape option, if I take this knight there then he can take it back and lead the game. So over here we continue with taking the knight. He take it back, we take this pawn and give a check. Now he take it back from the bishop attacking this way. So rook comes to b7. Now rook b7 and once again white to play. Hi Dr. Bala Subramanian. Welcome to my channel. Okay. So this is white's turn. White go with e4. Now e4 was the response in this position, trying to attack this pawn. So we have a safest response, playing rook to d8 in securing this pawn. If we choose to push it further, then that will be a very big mistake from white side because it will block the bishop diagonals. So let's see what white responds. Easily white can take that pawn over here. White can take this pawn. You go with e5. Wow. So we'll push b4. If we take, knight take on the center. And central pawns are very important. So we'll have a main motive to attack this. Bishop d2 and furthermore we push the pawn forward, b3. Now we have created this 5 pawn structure. We take it back. We'll take it back from the pawn. We'll take it back from the pawn and we can double up the rooks in supporting this pawn which can be used to push further. So this is white's turn and white is thinking for the response over here where he go with rook a1. We choose to push the pawn forward. If we take, we can promote this to a new queen. Ultimately, we will lead the game. So white becomes with rook a b1 where we prefer to play knight a5 so that we can take knight to c4, attack the bishop, ultimately attacking the rook. So that will make our game easier. White's turn and white is thinking for the move. Let's see how white responds. Okay, so white is busy thinking for the response. We go with bishop f3, we take the knight c4. The main motive to attack the bishop. Now this bishop is under attack. We can take the bishop and attack towards the rook as a possible attack because let's see what white responds. We go with bishop f4. So bishop f4 and then we choose to double up the rooks. Now we double up the rooks to d8 and creating a defenders. We go with bishop d1 where we take this bishop back to e7 so that we can take this knight here and just attack. Now knight a3 and we are attacking the rook. We can only expect one thing and that is rook sacrifice, rook taking the pawn. or he can even play bishop. He can take the bishop there and rook will be supporting it. So bishop e2 will take this. After he takes it back, we go with rook to b8. I mean rook a8. We go with bishop d3. We'll take the rook a1. Main motive is all clear. We are going to attack towards this pawn. Now let's see what he responds over here. He go with g5. So successfully we'll take this. And after he take it back, we'll play rook to b3. In attacking the pawn where he resigns the game. So we continue with another game. Okay, now this time we play d4 where black goes with c6. So c6 was the response. We go with d4 and c4. The queen's gambit. d5 we take the knight c3 against the slap defense on the board. Where we go with bishop f5 we play g3. And he go with e6 we play bishop g2. Now let's see what he responds. Black's turn and black is thinking for the move. He go with bishop e7. We take the knight f3. Where once again 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, along with bishop f4, activating this bishop diagonal, queen b6 and then b3. The main motive to secure this. You go with bishop b4, we'll take this. Okay, so over here we'll take the bishop back to d2 and support this, because anytime he can play the knight and add up pressure. You go with queen a5. So queen a5, where easily what we can do is we can take this knight to a4. Now if the bishop will take it, then knight can take it back. Activate the bishop will be a basic plan. So we go with bishop take d2. We'll play knight take d2 and preparing to castle. That is our main plan. We go with knight e7. We choose to play castling as I told. So black also castles, and now if I try attacking the center, we take, ultimately black will retake. So over here, we choose to take this rook to c1. The main plan is we can take the knight back and then attack towards the center. So b5, where if we take it, we take back, the rook file will be open, so that will be an advantage to us. So first of all, we'll take this. Okay, we'll take the pawn where black takes it back. Black take it back from the queen, making our work easier. So we'll take this knight back, and now we are attacking the queen. Indirectly, we are going to attack towards the center, like you can see, e4 attacking the bishop. Now the bishop will be under attack, especially this pawn. White black goes with bishop piece. I mean queen p7. We play e4. If we take knight take it, knight take. Once again, we begin with this taking on it. So we are just having supporters. He take it back. He take e4. Simply take it back from the knight. He take it. We take back from the bishop. Activate it from both the diagonals. So that will be a great advantage for us. Now black's turn, and black is taking for the move. Let's see how black responds over here. Now if you go with knight d6, knight d6 was the response. We choose to play knight to d6, the main motive to attack this bishop, and we successfully take that. After we take it, we take the pawn, attack the queen, the rook. So ultimately, that's easy win for us. We go with queen to d6, easily we will take this rook. Now black's turn, black take it back as usual. We'll choose to, so in this position we'll take the queen d3 attacking this pawn, and at the same he go with queen d5. Then rook can come, attack the queen and attack her towards this pawn. So that's an advantage. Now queen b7 will successfully take this pawn from the rook, and then we can play rook here x5. So we'll take it, threatening the mate, not actually the mate but yet attack. So queen h7 check, king comes here, another check, king comes there, check once again, and now king over here. So we just take this pawn, trying to figure out some more ways to attack towards black king. So this is black's turn, and black is thinking for the move, having 3 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock. So black goes with rook to d8. Now rook d8 was the response, where we played rook h6 check. King goes back, we'll choose to take this pawn and add an attacker. So ultimately we can just take the rook. You go with king there, we'll choose to play the check. King goes towards the corner, and over here we double up the rooks. Ultimately we can take rook there and just exchange that rook. Now it will make us easier to win that. He go with rook f8, and that's not a typical choice. Rook e8 check. Ultimately he traded. Knight goes back. Now successfully we can just take it. Yeah. Black takes it back, we'll take it. Now we are having a lot of pawns. We can just push him. Okay. So f3, and we are just going to push like normal ways. So okay, black does not resign. We choose with king f2. King comes towards the center, we play king. So king comes to e3, and yeah, we continue with pushing the pawns forward. x5. Furthermore, black's turn. We can expect black to resign, but he's not. So d5, king comes here, x x6, and then promote to a queen. So this is black's turn. We go with this. We play queen e4 check, and then take that pawn, promote to a new queen. Okay. So guys, if you want, you can also challenge me, or the challenges are allowed. Now f6, we push it forward. We take it, we promote to a queen, giving check, where queen comes to c5 check, and then we prefer to play queen g1 mate. So we look for another game. Now over here we are playing as black with white going with e4, we play e6, French defense on the board. Now white's turn d4, we go with d5, we go with bishop d3. So in such cases we just take the knight f6 and attack. If we push forward, we take the knight back and just play c5. Bishop g5, we take the bishop e7, like we are declining that pin. Now this is black's turn, white's turn. White go with taking the pawn. Okay, so he take it, we'll take back from the pawn. Ultimately, we are planning to play c5 in attacking the center. He go with queen e2, we'll take the bishop out to e6, adding a supporter and blocking this web. Now this is white's turn. White go with knight f3. We choose to castle because king safety is very important, and it is good to take care for the king. White goes with knight e5. We choose to play c5, attacking this center. We can even take the queen out and attack this pawn. Ultimately, we are planning to play c4, which will add a pressure towards the bishop. Now, it will make the bishop to go back, and then it will make this pawn to be weak. So, he go with the bishop sacrifice, and that's something remain unnoticeable. We take this, we take the queen, we'll take it there. Alright, so white's turn, he can easily take this pawn. So this is white's winning. Okay, so we resign this game and we look for other games. Now we are playing as white along with e4, where this is black's turn, e6, we go with d4, d5, and we just take this, beginning with the exchange variation with c4 in attacking towards the pawn. Now knight comes to f6, knight f3, supporting this, where we choose to take the knight out and attack this. So black's turn, and black is thinking for the move. He go with castling. We choose to play bishop e2. Along with black's turn, he go with c6. We choose to castle, maintaining the king safety. 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. x6, where we choose to take it. Black takes it back from the knight. We choose to play queen to c2, attacking this diagonal. Now this is black's turn and black is thinking for the move. Let's see how black responds. Over here, we can take this knight. But if we try to take this, then easily we can take it back from the pawn. Let's see what black responds over here. Black can go with g6 and then the bishop out and attacking the queen. You go with bishop f6, attacking this. So over here, we take this knight first of all. You take it back from the queen. Now the queen, the bishop are attacking. We go with rook to d1 and just make an attack. You go with bishop f5. So bishop f5, we go with bishop d3. If we take it back. Now let's see what the response. Bishop g4 was the response, where we go with bishop e4 and attack towards the queen. Black's turn and black is taking for the move. Let's see how black responds over here. This queen is under attack, so queen goes back. We choose to play g3. The main motive is we can take the bishop and attack the queen. That's the main plan. So let's see how black goes. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. He go with 97. Bishop comes out to f4, attacking the queen. Now this queen is under attack. He go with queen back. So queen goes back, where we'll choose to take this knight. We take the knight towards the center in attacking the bishop. If it takes it, then we can take back from the pawn and attack the bishop. And that will be a major attack towards black. So let's see how black responds. We go with taking this rook. And we'll just take it back. And now this is a weakness for us. If we take, then pawn takes. The bishop will be trapped. If bishop take it, then also the pawn will take it back. Okay. This is black's turn and black is thinking for the move. Let's see how black responds or how black figure out the mistake. He go with rook to c8. So this means he is not just trading. Okay. We'll choose to take this knight back. Now we are going to add up pressure towards this pawn. That's the main plan. So let's see what black responds. Black's turn and he go with bishop g5. Ultimately, we decline the trade. So after we decline the trade, we'll go with bishop to e5. If he tries this, then we can play f4 and trap this bishop. So let's see what he responds. This is black's turn and black is thinking for the move. Let's see how he responds. He go with queen e6. Queen e6, where we respond with, okay, we have to defend this knight, so we go with x3 and defend the knight. Now knight is defended. Let's see what he responds. Black's turn and black is thinking for the move. We could even have gone with bishop to f5 in attacking the queen. We go with knight take e5, we take this, where from the knight. Now once again we go with queen take x3. So queen take x3, we begin with this check. The king comes there. Black is thinking for the response over here. We go with king h8. We take the bishop back, attacking the queen and the rook. So the queen is not trapped. Yeah, queen can come to h5. And over here we go with g4, continuously attacking. So he play queen x4, and now knight goes back, attack the queen. Queen comes here, so he's having a lot of escapes. We'll continue with taking this rook. Once again, black's turn, and he takes it back from this. So we continue with taking this bishop also. He can take the pawn and then take the knight. So king f1, he takes this knight. Now he is leading, he is ahead in material. We go with queen to b3, this pawn and this pawn, like trying to create a double attack. We go with rook c7, where we choose to play the rook to e1 and attack this way. Black's turn, and black is thinking for the move. We go with rook to d7, we continue with rook e8 check. We go with the king. Okay, we go with king h7. We play queen d3 check. Now he can choose to push the pawn. Okay, he play queen g6. Then no. Okay, over here we play the queen to a3 to attack this pawn. Now let's see what black responds. Black's turn, and black is thinking for the move, having 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see how black responds. Over here, rook taking this pawn is going to be a threat for us. Ultimately, if rook takes this, we go with the queen d6. So we take this pawn, where this is black's turn, and black is thinking for the move. Let's see how he responds. We continue with taking this, then we can trade the queens. Now this is black's turn, and black is thinking for the move. Let's see how black responds. Black is having 50 seconds on the clock. And he go with the f5. So f5 was the response. Now we choose to f5. Okay. So we'll take this rook to b8. The main motive to attack this pawn. Now this is black's turn, and black is having 40 seconds on the clock. a5. So a5 is not possible over here. Well, b5, the rook is attacking the queen, so we need to secure this pawn, right? Thus, we continue with queen to c5, like offering a queen. Okay, so he accepted. He takes c5, and now rook comes to d5. Then we continue with b4. He plays this. So over here we continue with rook to b6. We take this pawn, and now he can begin with the check. Okay, so we play rook c4. We play the rook back to c8. Ultimately we take the c6, c7, and just okay. So king e2, and we go with king d3. We go with rook c5. Okay, so we go with c7. We go with h5, king d4. We begin with the check. Okay, so rook c1, and now in this position we'll play the king d5 so that we can bring the king to d6 and take the rook h8 in attacking this. Ultimately, if we promote to queen, he'll take it. We'll take back, he pushes forward. So we promote to a queen. Black takes the queen. He plays g5. And now we continue with rook to h8. Let's see what he responds. f4. We play king c5. Ultimately, we'll terminate this pawn and then take this. Now we continue with rook to c3. Okay, so a4, a5, check on the board. Alright, so black loses on time. We continue with another game, This time we are playing as black against d4. So we play the Car-Kann defense. White to play d4, we play d5 and attack the center. e5, we play c5, once again attacking the center. With c3, the knight comes out to c6. Bishop b5, the queen comes out and attack this center. So a4, we play a6 and take the bishop back. Ultimately, bishop takes c6, so we'll take it back. Now this is white's turn, and he play f4, easily will capture this pawn. You take it back, we play c5, once again attacking the center. So if we take, we can take back from the queen and just secure this pawn. And now we have secured this pawn. Now this is, we go with knight c3. So e6 and we secure this pawn. Once again, this is white's turn and white is thinking for the move. Let's see how white responds over here. In this position, playing the bishop b7 and then kicking this pawn forward will be a very amazing attack. So knight f3, bishop b7, as I told, for this diagonal attack. So we are going to plan for this. Now this is white's turn, and white is busy thinking for the response over here. Hi Vasu, welcome to my channel. Now this is white's turn, he go with queen d3, where we choose to take the rook to d8 so that we can push the pawn forward. Now if I push it forward, bishop take, and that's a possible variation. So we go with queen to b4, attacking this pawn. Now this pawn is under attack, and at the same time we can take the bishop out and just exchange. So over here, if we take it, rook comes and can attack this bishop. So we go with bishop to c5. If I take, queen take and give a check. Easily we can plan for playing d5 as we were planning for. Now this is white's turn, and white go with bishop takes c5. We'll capture this back, giving check. Well, this is white's turn and white is thinking. King h1. Now we play d4 and attack this way. The bishop diagonal is open, and that's a big advantage. He can take this, he take the knight to e4, attacking the queen. So just snatch this knight. You take it back, and then we choose to develop the knight. Knight comes to e7. We go with rook to c1. We'll take the queen to b6. Like we have to keep on defending this pawn. That's why. So this is white's turn, and white is thinking for the move. And he go with rook to d1, where we choose to push the pawn forward. Rook takes it. Okay, so we just need to give up this pawn. If we take, we have to take it back. Queen will take it and then take this pawn. Okay, now this is white's turn, and white is thinking for the move. He go with knight e4, so he does not take it. Well, we'll continue with taking the pawn. Queen take b2. Now he continue with taking this from the queen, where we respond with knight to f5, adding a pressure towards this knight. Now this knight is under pressure. You go with queen b3. Now over here we'll respond with, this is a serious position. If we begin with queen take, knight take it back, and that will be easy for white to manage this position. Okay, so we go with queen to f2 so that we can take this knight here and attack this way. Now we begin with trading, then easily take this, and after we take it back from the queen or the rook, we can take this. Okay, so this is, he take from the rook, we'll take it back. Now further preparing to castle. So this is white's turn, and white go with check. Oh, so we have to give up the rook. We'll go with queen to c2, attacking this way. Another check comes, king e6 enters the mate. Okay, so we continue with another game. We are playing as black. White plays e4, we play e6, c5, attacking this center. Now white's turn, c3, we take the knight to c6. This is Alapin Sicilian defense on the board with d5, along with the queen coming out in upcoming moves. So white's turn, and white is thinking for the move, having 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. And he's thinking for the response. He take it back, we'll take it back. Once again, white's turn. We go at bishop e5, we'll take the knight f6. Okay, so bishop e7. Now castling, where we also choose to castle. So white's take it. Okay, we'll take it back. Knight comes, he is trying to attack this pawn. And over here, we'll take this pawn, knight take it. That's our expectation. Okay, queen c7, attack this knight. Knight take the bishop, we'll take it back. Queen takes it. Now we go with bishop to e6 so that we can defend it. Rook can come and just attack like this. So rook e1, we'll go with a5. White's turn, and white is thinking. Knight comes to d2. Then we prefer to go with x6, kicking the bishop back, either to take it or we can just do like that. So this is white's turn, and white is thinking for the response. Let's see how he responds over here. In the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, then do like the live stream. So bishop take f6. We begin with queen take f6, where this is white's turn, and white begin with queen take f6. We'll take it back. Ultimately, white's turn, and white go with knight f3. Knight f3, we take the rook and attack this pawn. He go with p3, we'll play rook over here. He push, we'll take it. A basic raid. He go with knight e4, take the pawn, we'll take this, we'll take it back, rook will take it. So we continue d4 and just push the pawn forward. d3, he go with rook d1, where we choose to play rook to e8. Now let's see what he responds. We go with x3, we play king f7. Once again, this is white's turn, thinking for the response over here. We take it. We'll begin with so over here, we'll go with rook to c2 so that we can attack this pawn. Now the pawn is under attack. Ultimately, white go with a4. We go with rook to e2 and attack this way. Now white's turn, and white is thinking. He go with rook f3. We play rook to b2 and attack this pawn. Rook comes to d6. We begin with, okay, we play rook to e6. He take king, take it back. White has better position. Yeah, that's true. White is having 2 pawns. Okay, so rook d7 check, king comes to g6. We go with x4. So rook comes to b6. And now let's see what he responds. Rook to d3. So we go with king x5 and attack this pawn. And he can go with the g3 and just secure this pawn. Let's see what the response over here. So 3 minutes on the clock remaining, and white is thinking for the move. Let's see how he responds. In the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, then do like the live stream. If we take it, then that's a mate. So that was a very nice plan. We go with king g6. He take this pawn. We'll take this pawn. You go with the check, then easily we take the king f7. King comes to e6. Now white's turn. He go with another check. King comes e7. He take this. So over here we play the check. And now we consider rook to e1. He can easily take the pawn. Rook comes to b2. Trying to attack towards this pawns. And I guess there is going to be a mate. So king d8. He cannot do this because the rook can come. He go with this. We play the rook. Ultimately, white go with rook 8 check. Okay, so we resign this one. If you want, you can send me the challenges. Any challenges? Okay, so thank you very much for coming to my live stream.